the former UFC, the former Strikeforce middleweight champion in both organizations and one of the top guys in the middleweight MMA world for a decade. This dude is making his debut in the BKFC next week, about 10 days from now in Denver, Colorado, against Platinum Mike Perry in the biggest pay-per-view event that they've ever put on. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and get him in here. The man himself, Luke Rockhold. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up, man?
Good. How's it going, Luke? Thank you for coming on the show. That's Mike. I'm Mish. This is the Mike and Mish show, and we talk bare knuckle all the time. So it's an honor to have you on, bud.
That is my new recipe for life. So let's talk it.
Nah, man, we were just talking about you as a fighter coming over here, and I gotta say, and without blowing smoke up your ass, you might be the most accomplished, well-rounded mixed martial artist that they have brought over into the BKFC so far, and it's really exciting to see a guy like yourself, take the gloves off and walk away from a sport that you've done so well in for so long, and be willing to try out this new sport, and it's pretty awesome.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. I'm excited about the challenge. It's a journey, combat sports, and this is something that has to be done. I mean, it's something pure about it, and I think people once you get past like the initial blood and all that bullshit, there's something real.
Well, we know that you don't mind blood, dude. We all saw your last fight with Parillo, and when you were grinding the blood in his face, that's something that I can see you and Mike Perry really swapping some blood in the squared circle on April 29th.
I prefer giving, not swapping.
Not swapping.
Let's get that straight. There was a lot of boogers in that blood too that Paula was digesting.
Ooh.
I was just like, if you're going to the death of somebody, so you're gonna blind them, smother them, and then you're gonna finish them. So I think time saved him in that respect.
Man,
but I hope he got a hefty helping of my boogers in his mouth.
That's some sick shit. Now, for a guy like yourself, man, was it a hard decision for you to walk away from mixed martial arts, seeing how right before you came on, we were talking about how deadly how slick you are on the floor with your jiu-jitsu, you're grappling strong, your kicks are strong, you got good hands, walking away from all that other stuff. Was that a hard decision for you, or are you not completely walked away from it right now? You could be going back at some point.
I mean, I always leave the door open. I think I've always said that. It is never closing a door. I think too many people do that, and that's just stupid. So I never thought I would wear a furry hat, but Cheeto's got one, I got one. Hey. The boys are getting furry over here. We're in Denver. So
Denver is beautiful, right? I mean, I've been to a ton of cities, right? We both have. That city is awesome. Denver is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice joint, man. I enjoy it. The getting into the city. I'm staying outside the city a bit, so it's a little different. But once you get in the city, it's clean, it's nice, and there's good food, good style, good things, man. I'm enjoying it. Once you adapt to the air up here is a little thin.
How long you been out there? A couple weeks? A week?
I've been out here. It's been 2.5 weeks now. Yeah, getting up there.
Nice.
Nice.
So you're going in there. You're fighting a guy that's everybody's familiar with. I'm sure you're familiar with him from your time in the UFC. You guys were always a division or two away from each other, but Mike has done decent he's done a pretty good job putting bare knuckle on the map for the organization. And I got to be honest, I never thought I would see him going up to fight a guy like you, a 6'3" longtime middleweight that, made moves up in light heavyweight as well. How did I know he said that he was the one that brought you in with it was something on Twitter, but was it the BKFC already talking to you prior to all that, or how did this relationship come to fruition?
I think that had something to do with it. I was on my way out of the UFC, and I was entertaining all options, BKFC was on the menu for sure. PFL, Bellator, all the above. So I was entertaining everything, and I'm even the boxing match was with the Paul boys, trying to get it. So I don't think Mike liked. I think he thought he was in line for that fight or some shit. So I said something, and he jumped on it. And then BKFC, I think they saw an opportunity. They approached us, and we made a card. I think we made an event. Mike said he, got me the fight, but I guess what? The only reason people are watching is because I'm here, and they still be in a different avenue. So Mike can do his job, I'll do my job, but I think in the end, I think he's biting off way more than he can chew.
Well, I wanted to point that out. Like, I wanted to ask you, you in MMA, you and him would never see each other, right? Because of the size difference. And honestly, your ground game, your kicks, everything is far superior to him. But in this sport, he doesn't have to worry about all that stuff. So do you think that he's anywhere equal with you when it comes to throwing hands, or you still have a massive advantage going into this, even though he's been there and done that for a little bit?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely making the playing field a little more fair. This is obviously bare knuckle. He's more used to it, so I'm handicapping myself, weighing in the size and everything. I think we got a good fight on our hands. I plan on using my advantages, man. Of course, I'm gonna use everything I got. My length, my range, my footwork, my skill, things that he don't have. I mean, he doesn't. He fades, man. I mean, there's reasons why he wasn't able to achieve certain things where I did achieve, and it's time to put him in the test. It's a mentality of going against someone such as myself versus someone like Mike, and I know what Mike brings. He's a tough little dude, but this is a fight. A fight is a fight, no matter what the circumstances. And the opponents means something. The mentality means something. The preparation means something.
Well, speaking about preparation, we know you've been at the Ruka gym, right, with Jason Parillo, and getting ready for this sport. Have you been training with any bare knuckle fighters to find out the nuances in the sport? Because a lot of people say like, oh, that's just boxing. It's the same thing as boxing. But really people are finding out when they come here from boxing that it isn't the same. It's definitely different. The pace is different. So have you been training with some people from bare knuckle or corresponding with anybody?
I have. Yeah. I've done some work, some sparring, and some, it's fast. It's, you start on the scratch, you start off the line, and they come at you quick. So Mike can't hesitate. Like he said, he's got to be vigilant. He's got to be in my face. But and I'm going to move. And here's the thing: people don't know what to expect of me. Everyone knows what to expect of Mike. People have never seen me isolated in a boxing fight. Obviously with no gloves or nothing. It's not that big of a difference, I'd say, from mixed martial arts. But boxing is a big difference for me. I mean, I'm heavily weighted on my kicks, my grappling, and I can use that to my advantage a lot of the time. So it changes my movement. Now, you're going to see me rely on my footwork and my boxing and my strategy in there, and no one's ever seen that. So Mike's guessing. A lot of people are guessing, and I think they're living in the past of what they've seen and not what's currently here. And I know what I'm getting into. He does not know what he's getting into.
Man, it's going to be an exciting fight for sure. I cannot wait to get out there. I wanted to ask you about Jason Parillo. When they approached you with this fight, was this a conversation that you had to consult with your coach first? Was he having any pushback about you going in there and fighting without gloves on, or was he all about it like you are?
I had the conversation with, it was kind of funny. The guy that presented that, and me, Jason, and Cheeto were just getting some lunch and shooting the shit after practice. And why don't you ask Jason? What do you say?
Well, look at.
How you doing, Jason?
How you doing, guys? How you guys doing? Everybody's good?
Everybody's good.
I said, for the money that they're offering to fight Luke Perry, I said, I'll fight fucking Luke Perry.
Mike Perry.
Whatever.
If you're fighting Luke Perry, like 90, are we talking 90210?
I'll
Hey.
fight the 90210 guy tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll fight tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure he's
I'll
dead.
put my money on you against Luke Perry. What do you think the odds are on this? Hold on.
What are the odds? Cole, you love that, right? No,
good.
but honestly, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities Luke obviously has in the fight world, and everything's dangerous. You know, and everything's dangerous. He can go into, you know, the PFLs or, you know, whatever there is, and there's, you know, there's money to be made. I'm not saying that Luke's at the end of his career, but he is late in his career, and he's got to capitalize off what he's done in the past the best he can and take the opportunities, the best opportunities he can. And we're going up against a guy that, you know, there's bigger threats. There's other companies that want him to, you know, take on some young buck killers that are, you know, that I don't have faith that Luke can beat these guys. But really, at the end of the day, when you look at the financial side, you look at where he's at in his career, it really makes the most sense. Is it bloody? Is it gory? Sure, but it's not any more dangerous than any of these other sports. And that's a fact. And you guys know that, and everybody knows that.
Absolutely.
Do people get cut up? Sure, but you know, there's limbs broken. There's a lot more damage to the brain, you know, when you got those gloves up and you're protecting yourself from concussions. You know what I mean? That's what gloves originally were made for, is to keep you from cutting so the fights can go on longer. And when the fights go on longer, there's more damage. So realistically, in my opinion, when he asked me, he sat down with me and Cheeto and whatever, we talked about it right when he got the call. I'm like, this is almost the safest thing you can go and do. And that might sound crazy, but it is. We're also dealing with a smaller guy. It's not that Mike Perry, right? Not Luke Perry. And it's not that Mike Perry isn't a beast and a hard hitter, you know, but realistically it's a 10-minute fight, 2-minute rounds, and
Right.
there's a lot more dangerous things to do. And that was my opinion if you wanted to hear it when he asked.
I love that answer, man. Thank you very much for that. And the Luke Perry thing matches up very well. Right before Luke came on, we had a loyal viewer of our show say that Luke once beat Ted Kennedy for a Strikeforce title. And I said,
I knew that one.
Yeah, I said, you know, I'm pretty sure he did not fight Ted Kennedy, my friend. And then he corrected himself.
Yeah.
You know,
all right, guys, I'm gonna give the phone back to Luke.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thanks, Jason. I'm glad that you guys are looking at bare knuckle the same way, and I think they froze here. But a lot of people think that, oh, hey, bare knuckle, as you guys know, is not legal in every state right now. So they're in the situation that UFC was in the 1990s, early 2000s, where they're like, oh, this is human cockfighting. Watch out. There's no gloves. People will die. And I really love what Jason just had to say about sport, because people just don't seem to understand anything about the sport. They just see no gloves. Up now it's nuts.
Right.
I mean, let's just be real. The slap fighting is way more dangerous than what we're doing. The guys, I mean, to legalize that in certain states and make that available to the public, people are just signing up to get brain damage and getting knocked out. There's technique, there's skill, there's a mentality, there's training for this. These people are bums walking off the street just looking to get knocked out and making it popular for the. It's like, shut the fuck up. There's something real to this, and it's the initial closed fist from open hand. People are just naive. The world's dumb.
Hey Luke, so you guys mentioned or Jason mentioned fighting Mike for the money that they're offering. It's a no-brainer. I don't want to ask you what you're getting paid right here, but is the money enough to keep you around for another fight after this one, or is this a one and then step back and check out your options one more time? Or are they already talking about possibly, you know, Chael Sonnen was like starting the rumor about Darren Till, or, you know, you stick around, they got Lorenzo Hunt and Chris Camozzi, and there's like a lot of options for you in that organization. Is this something that you're already thinking about after this fight, or you're going to play your field?
It's one fight at a time, man. And those names are not like, they're not great names for me. I mean, Mike's done his thing and he's a character, and there's something about him coming in and doing my first fight with bare knuckle and being Mike. Who the fuck's Lorenzo Hunt? It's just, I want things that entertain me and entertain the fans, and obviously that pay well, but that's something that motivates me. That dude doesn't motivate me, and I don't know if Darren Till really motivates me. Maybe going to London, maybe, and like getting a big arena, like certain things. I don't know, maybe, but it's one fight at a time. There's options on the table. There's a lot of options. It's just about doing what I have to do, set forth in front of me, and I'm focused on Mike.
Nice. And we'll just ask you a few more questions here. You saw Mike's first 2 fights in the BKFC. He went the distance with Julian. He went 6 rounds with MVP. When you step in there on the 29th, I know you've been calling for a knockout and a quick, quick work of him, but is there any way that you see yourself going into a 5-round war with Mike Perry on the 29th, or do you see no possibility of that?
Man, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna come to fight. Mike's gonna come to fight. Mike can take a lot of shots, man. We'll see, but he hasn't been hit by guys like me. So I mean, I think MVP's a little light in the ass, and fucking Julian Lane is a blown up 145 pounder who's putting it on him too. And Mike did get dropped in both those fights pretty much. It didn't count it, but I saw both of them, and he's going the distance with these guys. So we'll see. We'll see what Mike has. Him moving up in weight too. He's bigger. I'm sure he'll be a little stronger. We'll see what he brings, but my money's on his face breaking before my hands.
I like that. All right, and we'll finish up with you on the show here. We like to have a little fun at the end here. They're non-fight related questions. They kind of are not your fight related questions. The first one I got for you is on this weekend: Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Who do you got and how?
Damn, dog. I don't know. That's a tough fight to go with. Tank, his experience, and he seems a little more confident. And Ryan's trying to put his faith in God. And I'm never a big fan of that. I'm a more of a realist rather than following this belief of things that aren't necessarily true. So I'm gonna favor Tank, even though I like Ryan Garcia's length and his speed and all that shit. And I think Tank has a lot of problems in front of him. He could get caught for sure, but I think the faith of a fighter in himself versus the faith of a fighter in a higher power is different for me. I think I'll always take the faith of a fighter.
You see, these guys are going to give away their fight purses supposedly to each other. They were like on a Instagram live, and they're like, "Hey, you know what? If you win, I'll give you my fight purse." And it seemed like it was probably more legit because we've heard that happen before. But these guys seem pretty serious about it. They were pretty souped about it.
I seriously doubt that happened.
Yeah, I know.
Put it in contract. Put it in contract.
Right.
Well, during that,
I did that. I did want to put that in contract on my first fight versus Bisping for the first round for $100,000, but Bisping didn't take that bet. And at the end of the first round, Bisping's like, first round, motherfucker, what? Hey, but Kevin, given the non-title,
listen, he didn't take the bet, but he took the belt.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Shots fired from the coach over there.
Yeah.
I think before we
more impressive, ungiven the stage.
Whatever.
Yeah, the one arm. Yeah, was that the one arm guillotine? Was that the one arm? Was that Bisping?
Yeah, I think I beat him just about everywhere. It was. I punched him so bad the first time. It was hard to respect him the second time.
All right, before we move on to the last one, the next one, during that Instagram live, supposedly Gervonta Davis was on the phone with his manager telling him, put it in the contract right now.
Yeah.
And he's like pointing to the phone. He's like, I got my manager on the phone right now. He's drafted up the contract. So I'm taking your fucking purse. And we're like, oh shit. So we'll see. Let's move on. Here we go. Number 2.
The managers will never let that happen on the other end of things.
Yeah,
that's true. They want to make money too. So
right.
Here we go.
Number 2. Would you rather be surfing, skating, fighting, or fucking?
Or what?
Or fucking.
Surfing, skating, fighting, or fucking.
all cars say fuck.
Well, what'd you know?
What do you know?
I guilty by association.
What
The
order?
whole car.
What order?
Yeah.
Everybody at once. Go.
What time of the day?
Wake up fucking.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Fucking fucking
Skate to lunch. And then acid dinner.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. Hey, if you could run one of your MMA fights back, but inside a BKFC squared circle, who would you want to bring over into the BKFC and run one back with the gloves off?
If Bisping had 2 eyes, we'd fucking run on it back.
Jesus.
There's too much risk at that play here.
What about like Vitor?
Vitor, I mean, yeah, Vitor minus the fucking full growth testosterone fucking steroid burst that I fought him on. Yeah, for sure.
The TRT tour.
I mean, TRT Vitor. I mean, I fought him like a fucking superhuman, for sure. If we fought on a fair playing field, I'd fucking take Vitor in there all day.
You're definitely telling the truth on that one. Yeah.
All right, David Feldman, get Vitor over here and let them fight with the gloves off. Let's do this. Number 4.
What's the craziest thing you've ever received in your DMs?
A lot of dick pics.
Offers. There's some fucked up offers, man. The people out there, like, I think there was a U.S. senator to offer was like coming off. It was like, what the fuck is wrong with the world?
What?
Oh, you're definitely at a different level than anything.
It was bad, man. I was like, keep that shit to yourself, dog. I was like, what the?
It
like,
wasn't
how is that even
Kennedy,
legal?
was it?
Was it Ted Kennedy? Yeah.
I just say I got a fan base from the male side, I guess.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, last question for you is if you could bet on yourself at BKFC 41, I don't know if you can even answer this kind of question. What is the largest amount of money that you'd be comfortable throwing down on yourself against Mike Perry?
If I could bet on myself?
If you can bet on yourself, what's the largest amount of money you would feel comfortable throwing down on you April 29th?
That's a great question. My fucking purse, baby.
The entire, well, see, I don't know if we could work that into the contract, my friend. No. Oh, well, all right. Well,
yeah,
that's a great answer. The fright purse.
I know. We don't know the purse, though. So what is
yeah,
this,
we don't
millions?
know. We don't want you to have to talk about that kind of stuff.
Can't talk about it. It's called
Yeah.
such thing as an NDA.
It's like Fight Club.
Yeah, nobody talks about Fight Club. All right, man. Well, Luke, thank you very much for coming on the show. This is a real honor. You're an absolute superstar in the combat sports world. I can't wait till you step in there on the 29th and start a new chapter to your career here. Any last words before you let you go? And we'll see you in Denver next week.
See you in Denver, man. I'm here. I'm ready. Mike, let's fucking go. I'm gonna bring it. You're gonna get your money's worth. You're gonna get an entertainment. I'm gonna bring it like I've never brought it before. I'm telling you. I just started tasting blood last time, and I want more of it.
It's fucking awesome. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Mike will be on in just a few minutes, so you might see a couple of highlights, or if you stick around and watch the rest of the show, he might have a couple of things to say. So it was good having you on. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.